My name is Bobby Smith, and whether I'm reading with my children, supporting beginner mountain bikers, or leading a professional development workshop, I'm always teaching. It is who I am at my core, and it's rooted in my passion for serving others. Anytime I can help someone move from where they are to where they want to be, I'm in. I offer students a compassionate and curiosity-driven attitude. I'm interested in answers, but I am fascinated by process. And helping students learn how to learn is my priority as an educator. I believe that having the skills to investigate their world on their own terms sets students up for life success. Anytime, anywhere, they will be in a position to figure things out and learn. My philosophy of education, as I just described, is where my attitude towards world and second language acquisition for elementary school children and their families is rooted. I seek to engage students' curiosity around other languages, helping them make connections between what they're learning and what they already know. I believe if students can see aspects of themselves in other languages, it can stimulate their curiosity, and in turn motivate them to participate in world language acquisition. I believe the same principles apply for students learning English as a second language, helping them see connections between themselves and the things that they value and love, and the English language is critical to setting them up for successful English language acquisition. In terms of my own education practice, I have many strategies for incorporating ESL and second language support into the traditional curriculum. To understand where I'm coming from, I'll start with a story about myself. I remember getting off the plane in Honduras. An 18-year-old kid from Campbell River, whose only experience speaking Spanish was ordering guacamole at taco time. I remember feeling like I was underwater, as people chatted around me and I understood nothing. I couldn't call a cab, order a decent meal, or figure out where my hotel was. I ended up hunched on the sidewalk, hungry and crying, helpless and overwhelmed by my inability to navigate situations that had been second nature my whole life. I believe that an inclusive classroom recognizes that students who are learning English as a second language may be experiencing difficult feelings in a similar way to my 18-year-old self. How in their own environments, ELL students are competent, intelligent people who are likely undergoing stresses that may be impacting their experiences as learners. With this in mind, I believe an inclusive classroom makes room for the whole ELL student, their prior learning, their cultural and linguistic origins, and the unique challenges they may be facing immersed in an English environment. An inclusive classroom not only acknowledges these elements, but consciously engages them, scaffolding off of them to ensure ELL student success. My plan for creating an inclusive classroom is based on many of Michaela Colombo's strategies from her book, Teaching English Language Learners, 43 Strategies for Successful Kindergarten to Grade 8 Classrooms. For example, I will arrange my classroom so that it is conducive to relationship building between ELL students and those already proficient in English. In part, this means thoughtful arrangement of desks into groups where students can interact. As ELL students build bonds with their classmates, so are they both alleviating potential feelings of isolation and building a social support network for themselves. Additionally, as Colombo points out, this kind of arrangement facilitates academic conversations between ELL students and their English-speaking counterparts, adding an ease and efficiency to the demanding language acquisition process. Further, in terms of room arrangement, and keeping in mind ELL students' possible emotional, mental, and academic stresses, again, as per Colombo, I will ensure that quiet space is also available. ELL students will be welcome to use this space when they need a break, need to focus, need to minimize incomprehensible stimuli, or simply need to cope with adjusting to an unfamiliar environment. In keeping with my plan to welcome their whole selves, I will also integrate ELL students' cultural and linguistic origins into our classroom using Colombo's suggestions for acquiring relevant resources. For example, if I am serving ELL students from Arabic-speaking countries, then I will ensure appropriate Arabic texts are available for them to pursue in their free moments. I will also set aside time for them to share with the class as a whole about their culture and languages if they wish. I believe that not only do these strategies include ELL students by implicitly honoring their unique cultural contexts, as well as offering them respite when necessary, but it explicitly signals to other students that in our inclusive classroom, we make time and space for other people's cultural and linguistic backgrounds.